Okay. Queen. Queen
Medaya,
Casket.
I can hear
Hey,
you.
I have a question. Why on my
I'm
YouTube
listening.
is saying waiting for Mule? Huh?
Sorry, say that again, sis. I had to switch off you in the back. Can everybody hear us clearly?
I can hear you, but when I go to the YouTube page, it's saying mm, it's saying like I guess I can't go live this many times.
You should be able to go, unless, well, I don't know if they've changed more, made more updates, but and I think it was Sharice that was saying to me after a certain amount of times going live, it doesn't send out the note. I think is it after three or something like that?
I don't know because on my thing it's saying it's like it's waiting for a time for me to go live.
Sometimes, like when you go live, the stream is like 20 to 30 seconds behind what everybody else is hearing live. Hold on a second. Stream is like
Oh no.
20 to 30
Okay.
seconds
Okay.
behind what everybody else is
Okay.
hearing live.
I got it now.
Okay.
Oh, girl, I was about to say they real on demon time. Why y'all hating on my greatness? Let me be great. What are you talking about? I don't know, but it was something. This Beyonce internet, and she wasn't liking that. She was not liking that. I'm
Oh,
sorry, B, because you know I've never said an ugly word about you, girl. Shit.
just keep
And
coming with the quality colors, okay?
I don't say nothing bad about Miss CC. I always tell people I like her since she was a young girl.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. Uh,
Have
girl,
you had
they
a
hate
chance to
on.
sort out your I meant to ask you, have you had a chance to sort out your email and stuff?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Let me get to this. Because you know, I do one thing really great, and that's procrastinate. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sis.
Okay. Well, you should eat it because you asked for it.
Eat the strawberry.
So, but he can't.
That's not juice.
Give him a little. Um, hmm.
I can't because you got the cut. You don't want any apple juice? Okay, you don't want it. I'm not going to give you any apple juice.
So in regards to the discussion earlier, when you was talking about all the different things, when it came to Cynthia G, I found the stream that you was playing was interesting, as well as all the other Sierra stuff. But it still comes down to that if you hate black women so much, why are you talking about us?
Yes, that was crazy. But that was an old panel, and somebody had told me that Obsidian had all those panels from
Mm.
back in the day, and something just told me yesterday, last night. I didn't have nothing else to do. I said, well, let me look, because I've never been on that man page. But something said go ahead, and it was like radio show or radio talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw a whole bunch of them, and I clicked on two or three of them, and then I was like, oh, they were right. He do have a bunch of these stuff. But the weirdest thing is he having all his stuff like it's his stuff, but I clearly hear them talking, saying that this is Nyla's panel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, how did he take all her content? Girl, people got some nerve on them.
People really, really have.
And if they was to find that out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, maybe they know, but
I
if
don't know
somebody
whether they know.
if they were complaining about it or something, he'd be like, see, always the victim shit.
Well, they can put that on their Marcus Garvey boats, SS Victimhood and SS Defeatism, and fly away to with Cabrini
Okay.
Green Airlines when they're ready. Courtesy of Brother Moses.
Do Brother Moses still come on? I haven't heard about him in a minute.
I think it was towards the beginning of the year. He came on a panel that I was doing when was taking apart, Pearlina Masculina Bigfoot versus Destiny. He did a Brother Moses takeover, and that was really enjoyable. And we were saying to him about, we want to see more of him. He has done a couple of streams since, but family man, he's got a lot of things going on, so he doesn't have as much time. But he's been over goats over the last how long? I think he was on the panel last night, but I dropped to sleep, and when I woke up, he was talking. So,
Mm.
Wisdom's in the back.
Oh. Glad you said that, because I am actually looking for my notebook, and I think it's upstairs.
No problem, sis.
Wow, Wisdom. Hey, little sis.
Hey ladies, can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, can y'all talk? I just want to give me 1 second. I'm trying to look for my notebook.
Go ahead. We can hold it down while you do your thing. Hey, Wisdom.
Okay.
Wagwan, sis.
One
You out here causing
one.
trouble.
Hey queen.
You out of YouTube jail now as well. Well, I'm not out. I've got a few more days.
Listen, it's so weird. Like I couldn't repost, I couldn't upload. Like it was just, I said, forget it. So I've been on this side of the channel for a while, but it's okay. I'm gonna give it a break because it's still gonna hold a strike until June. So the strike has not been lifted.
Mm,
I can post now. So
yeah. You're on
how you
probation.
been, Queen?
YouTube probation.
You stay
Well,
on probation. Like I'm gonna have to talk to YouTube manager and say you need to leave Queen alone, leave her channels alone, cause we're tired. Okay, sick and tired.
Oh no, it's it's ridiculous, but I have to laugh. But yeah, I'm alive. I'm continue to survive. I'm just over the last how long I'm just trying to re-edit everything as well as new content and stuff. And just in terms
Mhm.
of family and stuff, madam's keeping me busy right now. So I'm just
I know it.
re-uploading premieres on the new channel to get things rolling and, get the content back up. But it's interesting now having to rebuild the channel because of all the other things that YouTube have brought into play. So like some of the things that we were previously talking about, I can't even re-upload some of those things. But YouTube's
Mm.
gonna do what they're gonna do. You know how
Yes,
it
they
goes when it comes
are.
to certain protected classes in these YouTube streets.
I mean, they can keep up BS, but then
Hmm.
they'll take down, you know, video where we talk about real things. But I'm gonna leave that alone. So, what's
No,
the topic? Sierra, like, what Sierra do now? Why they mad at Sierra now?
they're mad because she wore a dress, a dress that was
A dress.
barely there or barely see through. They're mad because I think it's inappropriate the dress that she wore to I can't remember what award show it was, or what dinner dance event it was, but they love to get at Russell's wife.
Listen, leave that man wife alone, okay? He ain't bothered by what she wearing.
No, no.
He probably told her wear it, hell. But you know what? Who said it earlier? I think it was Sade. Was it Sade? She said it's really Russell they want. That's why they mad.
I think some of them do deep down on a subconscious level that some of them probably don't fully understand. I think there's jealousy and envy there for the life that he has, the things that he's accomplished, the things that he's built. But the most of these emotional dust mites are not willing to put in that kind of work. Like
No.
that screaming banshee was saying, Angry Bird, about, seeing a women walking around with men on their arms and all that kind of stuff. They want
Mhm.
the benefits of manhood without doing the work, which is nothing new when it comes to these emotional dust mites.
No, because you're gonna do all the work.
That's what they like.
They're gonna
But
and
I just think
notification.
it's comical that you can get mad and angry over women that you claim to have no interest in or no interest in, but you're still, trying to drag this man's wife down for a relationship that she had, which was less than 2 years ago. Well, not 2 years ago, but less than 2 years within, that relationship with Future, and she's been with Russell longer than she was in a relationship with Future. But yeah,
Right.
just
I
continues to
mean, it
show that.
seemed like that they what I about to say. It seemed that like I mean, we can't win for nothing, like she's a wife over here, but they say, well, as a wife, she shouldn't be wearing certain things. She shouldn't be twerking her ass. And, listen, just because you become a wife, those things change. That means you still can't be an individual in the situation.
Hmm. Just
I'm
like leave that
serious. Those
man's
are
wife
just
alone. When she was twerking, y'all had a problem. When she was twerking, when she was doing her little selling her rums and shit, y'all had a problem. Everything she does, y'all just have a problem. They just got problems, full stop.
they need to get help. But let's not do that. I don't want to tell them to get help. I'd rather them get their passports, okay? These newfound passports that y'all came into, go across seas and stay. Like nobody's fighting. Like they act like we're mad. Like we are not mad. We actually want you to go and stay gone. But instead, you want to come back, get on your microphone, and tell us, like, no, just go live your life.
Well, really and truly, if you think about it, they're on some. And we spoke about poverty being polygamy, but now it's going to become international poverty being polygamy, because they're
Hmm.
gonna go for their 2 week trips abroad and be spending time with ladies out there, but then they're gonna come back here. So it's like, you meaning to tell me that enough of these emotional dust mites have got the dick discipline and self-control to wait until their next trip, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years later, without interacting with women, when they're used to this quote unquote sexual liberation? And so I just want women to be careful of being involved with these emotional dust mites, because they'll be bringing back the diseases and whatever they've got from abroad back to wherever they've come from.
I'm about to say, sis, because after what we were shown the other day, listen, y'all out there messing with men. I mean, women, where they're men. Okay, it's a cultural thing where they fucking on asses, literally.
It's,
Okay.
it's ironic because I was watching the stream the other night, and because I was with Madam, I had my headset on and I was listening in, but I wanted to jump up on the thing and just like, there's stuff that goes on in the Caribbean. I've seen things in Jamaica in terms of like, I remember the police pulling up this guy, and he basically he had a donkey in his car, dressed in a in
Oh my
a
god.
in a woman's
Oh my
dress,
god.
and the police arrested him for abuse, sexual abuse of the animal. I don't remember the exact term that they
Like
arrested
a
him
dress
for.
and a wig. Please don't tell me he put a wig on that donkey.
a hat on the donkey with a dress. So, and then here in the UK, there's parts of the UK where, some people don't, we know that they're all white, but there's Wales, there's Scotland, and then there's England. But in parts of Wales, there's these slanging matches between England and Wales or Scotland and Wales, and they like to call Welsh people Welsh sheep shaggers, um,
Mhm.
because some of the farmers have reputations for, sleeping with animals. And I even remember like one time when my sisters were really young, we'd gone on a trip, we're on our way back, we got lost down this winding road. Pops needed to turn the car around because it got to this dead end. Basically, we pulled up in front of this fence with the high beams on, and he was backing up. And basically, there was a dude in his boots, butt naked, with a horse in the field. I had
Lord.
to cover my sister's eyes. So I've seen a few things over the years, and just in terms of working in sexual health, it's, yeah, there's levels of degeneracy that people don't understand. This is why I
Oh,
always
right.
saying that, I think women, especially black women, go and work at a sexual health clinic for like 6 months, and that will give you some serious insight to how these dudes behave. And that's not just black men, it's all races of men when they're coming in with different problems, and you're having to write down things on the form. And just in terms of if you've been
Mhm.
to certain hospitals, the things that people will come in with, like toilet brushes in places that shouldn't be toilet brushes. So yeah.
Yeah. Like no, I used to what was this show back in the day on Discovery Health Channel? Like it was um it sent me to the ER or something like that.
Okay.
And one guy, okay, him and his wife, he went to the ER because he one of them vibrator toys got stuck in his bum bum.
Mhm.
So I was just like, wait, what? I'm like, wait,
Mhm.
how? Like, you know what? I'm never gonna ask questions. Let me just turn the channel. I'll come back. I couldn't do it, sis. I couldn't do it. I just,
Mhm.
mm-mm.
It's
But a
like
toilet brush? Let me stop.
we've had all sorts back in the day. There was all sorts of people that would turn up to the clinic on different days, and sometimes you're having to say to them, "You're gonna have to go to A&E to deal with that because we don't have the facilities to help you," or having to call an ambulances to transport people to hospital because of whatever it is that they're dealing with.
Right, right. Like, I don't know. I'm not that adventurous. I'm
Mhm.
not that adventurous. Okay.
Understandable, sis. It's understandable. Keep your boundaries, sis. It's fine. It's not
All
that
right,
heavy.
strong boundaries because we're not like Joe over here, where anything is possible. No, mm-mm. I don't go off the deep end. Cause I mean, you know what? The thing is, I'm aware of bestiality, or if that's what it's called, but I
Hmm.
don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? So when that live came up the other day, what Goat did, I was like, you know what? You're only making my celibacy, but more easier. 7 years really don't sound too bad at this point.
I'm trying to remember. There was a film back in was it the 70s or the 80s? There was like a porno that was banned that was around the same thing. But I'm sure it's on certain parts of the internet because people find these things. But I can't remember what it was
Hmm.
called. But yeah,
Interesting.
those things have been around for a long time. This is why I say to ladies, y'all should be having, checkups before, during, and after relationships, especially with the way that the sexual spectrum is being highlighted in different ways and other parts are coming to the forefront now.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. Well,
So
third time's the charm.
yeah, I
I
don't
was
know
looking
what
at the
was going
title. I'm here on
on
my computer now.
with the demon AI. It was like poltergeist trying to communicate from the other side. Siri saying, "Free me."
Right, like I was down there in the chat and was like, okay, either I'm like really high or every other word, it sounded like a demonic kind of sound. I was like, okay, wait a minute. I took out my earbuds, cleaned my ears, because I'm like, I just woke up not too long ago from my nap, so I thought I was still, you know, a little,
Mhm.
delirious. But no,
No, you
I
were.
said it, no.
I had to unplug, replug. I thought the same thing myself for a moment, and then nobody was saying anything about it. So I thought it was just me until I said it. Oh,
Cause we know StreamYard be struggling
mm,
sometimes, so it happens. But no, that was it lingered around for a minute. I was about to say, Queen, you better do your YouTube prayer right quick. All right, do some
scary.
exorcism.
Need to find a tutorial for dummies on the online somewhere, like YouTube exorcisms. So
Right.
your Avi, Miss Rihanna, you try to trigger the emotionals.
You know what? Yeah, because it's this is not about who the HOA's like head of household, head in charge, whatever. I mean,
Mm,
but this is our reality. This is the black family dynamic, but they look at it as a bad thing. Like
mm,
who said it? It was I be forgetting names. Old Bussy Bus said, it's a bad thing. Okay, I've heard it before too from men, like how um they should walk on the outside of the street versus the inside.
mm.
So, when I got one of the ex, I would tell him, "You're supposed to walk on the outside." He said that shit don't make sense because what I'm supposed to do if a car's coming both our way. I'm like, well, true, So anyway, they don't like the idea of a man standing behind their woman, and I'm like, does it matter? Like behind, in front, on the side, regardless, you're telling us you can't protect unless you're the head, which you're doing badly at anyway. So yes, this was in my phone, and I say I'm gonna be petty today, really petty. I want to chuckle some dusties today.
I just remembered the name of that film that was I couldn't remember the name of. I don't know if any of the ladies would remember it back in the is it the 70s or the 80s. Animal Farm.
Why that sound familiar?
Hmm.
Hmm. Hold on, you're gonna make me Google it. Animal farm. But no, yes, I don't know. I think they just need to leave these ladies alone because they mad because Rihanna's not married. They're like, how you a billionaire and not married? Like, does it matter at this point? Married
Because
or not married?
because everybody's circumstances is different. She's gonna do hopefully what benefits her and what's best for her. And we have very few billionaires in terms of women, billionaires. So if she wants to protect her assets that way, she's entitled to. And the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time, the way that celebrities like to, hide things, and she's entitled to if she wants to. For we know they could be married, or they could be getting married, or plan marriage. I don't know. But at the same time, even
Right.
if she did go and marry him, um, I'm not an ASAP. Is it ASAP Rocky she's with? I'm not an ASAP fan, but at the same time, I think he's got some dusty colorist mentality myself. But that's what I believe. I'm not in a physical relationship with him, and I'm not the one that's having to raise a child with him. Only she's the only one that really knows what goes on in their relationship. And I would
Mm-hmm.
hope from everything that she's been through in the past that she's learned and grown and evolved. And so I don't know what his personal life in terms of, because sometimes when it comes to celebrity and stuff, you have your public image, but you also have your private image. So I don't know
Right.
what his private image is behind the scenes. So I just wanted to be happy at the end of the day.
That's
And
it.
obviously,
Protect yourself, be
mm,
happy. But a ring ain't gonna do that. Okay, I've watched enough divorce court, and now that it's coming, circling back around as an adult, I said, you know what? They are really dusty out here.
see,
Because I never really paid too much attention as a
mhm.
teenager when it came to the divorce court. I probably seen it on the TV, my mom
Mhm.
watching it, but girl, it is bad.
I was watching your video earlier and I was chuckling away because I remember Judge Lynn used to have the before your vows, which I think is a really, really good element of the show. I used to love it
Hmm.
towards the end, especially when it was a bad relationship, because they basically give her the marriage license, and if by the end of it, once she makes her summary and stuff, she'll decide whether she's gonna hand you the marriage license or whether she's gonna tear that thing the fuck up. So there's a
Right,
whole heap of those ones that needed to be teared the frig up. But yeah, that one that you did
right,
earlier with her
right.
pregnant and his behavior, just brought back memories.
I mean, listen, I just can't like the fact that he said that her, you know, body or whatever, was off. She wasn't keeping herself up. She wasn't cleaning, and his ass unemployed. I said,
Yeah.
I said, let us pray.
12 hours of unemployment. He's got a nerve, and then she shouldn't have been on her feet. She had a tear in her cervix. She's supposed to be
Right.
on bed rest. And this emotionals, and the dude's got a nerve to talk about her body or hygiene, because at the end of the day, she's a pregnant woman. Pregnant women go through different things. There's different chemical
Hmm.
reactions that are going on inside your body while your body is helping to give this baby limbs and everything that it needs. But it was just
Right.
I don't like the way that he put her down and gaslit her.
Because, I don't have children. I've never been pregnant that I know of. Okay. So I haven't experienced the changes in my body like that, but I can only imagine, right? So if you get into a certain size, maybe it's hard to reach certain areas. I don't know. Like, why don't these men think, well, maybe I should help her? Maybe I should make it easier for her. But no, they working. Okay, either they're working just like the man's working, or they're the sole provider, and the only thing you're worried about is her cleaning up and make herself look good. And then that one guy, that was with the lady with the poor cervix or whatever,
Mm.
he said, "Well, she's lucky to have a baby by me." Up, up, dude. And that's why
How?
she said, "You're really full of yourself.
I was,
You're
I
full of
was
yourself."
looking at my computer and I was like, how? When you're doing nothing and you're not providing for her, you're not creating a good environment for her, you're not working, you could be at home contributing in terms of looking after the home and doing other things, and you're not even doing that, but you're expecting her to, knowing that she's pregnant, knowing that she's not fully stable, that she can potentially lose this baby at any moment as well as losing her life. And look how you're behaving. They really, really don't care.
Right. Really don't care. So that's what made me think about, what Senji said about the worship of it. I never looked at it as worship, but I'm like, I mean, this what, we would go through just in order to have a black child in a sense, because no lie, I've been in a situation where a, a baby was an important thing to have, regardless the kind of man, right? And that's where the standards are low because you don't have self esteem yourself. But yeah, so that's why I was like, I can't judge. I probably been there, but luckily I never been trapped in a situation like that to where,
Mm.
oh, now I have a child to think of in the situation. Now, I have to deal with a guy that possibly could be there, not be there, and then if he's there, like what I got to put up while he's there. Like, girl, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
But then for me, it's like you've gone through all that and you're now at the point of doing the divorce court, but it's the element of before your vows. You haven't even taken your vows yet and officially,
Hmm.
legally signed document, and this is how this man is being behaving. So it's like, what would be the difference in you actually marrying him? What would actually change?
I guess that piece of paper is supposed to change it because I've seen that in friends before where the guy wasn't really wasn't shit anyway beforehand, but they still married him, and even afterwards, he still wasn't shit. So it's like, I guess, hey, gotta live and learn in the situation. But I'm that friend that will say something, but I learned that sometimes you cannot, and you have to allow the person to go through whatever experience they have to go through.
Mm, yeah, I get
Sometimes, because, sometimes, people get mad at you. Where if you say you might be out and about, you might see something, you go tell them, hey, I
yeah.
saw such and such, and next thing you know, she mad at you, or old dude coming at you sideways. Like, well, hold the fuck up. How you mad at me because I saw what I saw? You right. I'm gonna just be quiet, cause hey, there might be a lesson you need to learn, an L you need to take, sis. So let me shut up. You know, let me be quiet.
With those situations, it tends to be a lot of the time misdirected anger or frustration that really should be taken
Hmm.
out on the person there in the relationship that's doing the wrong thing. But it's like that saying about the messenger getting shot in it. But if you're
Right.
enjoying divorce court so much, check out paternity court.
You know what? I have forgotten about. You know what? Thank you, sis. Cause see, it's like when I'm on TikTok, I'll get on TikTok for maybe 30 minutes. Cause I say 30 minutes, it'll turn into an hour after strolling. But
Yeah.
that's what really been popping up a lot is the divorce court, and I'm just like, why? Okay, TikTok, God algorithm, whatever you doing, why you doing this? I don't want to see this, but you, for some reason, you want me to see this and get in my feelings. Okay, so because I'm gonna go straight to InShot, make a quick edit. See, that's what it does. But no, thank you. I'm
No
going to
problem.
put that in the search now because I know
Obviously,
that's dusty.
the TikTok gods will want you to see it for whatever reason.
They be doing that shit on purpose. That's why sometimes now, like with my public channel on TikTok, the Wisdom Review one,
Hmm.
I'm getting kind of a different algorithm with that. So I'm getting a different videos than just the usual passport bros, divorce court, um, black women. This I'm just like, okay, I'm tired of seeing that. So maybe it's time to just put something else in the search engine because I don't know how that works. Like far as algorithm, I don't fully understand how that works.
The algorithm is really quick and smart. So basically, because you've been clicking on and watching the divorce court episodes, it's going to show you more of those things so that you continue to, you know, build up
Hmm.
time on TikTok. But I get what you're saying in terms of setting. Like sometimes I have to set a timer, otherwise I end up down the rabbit hole, and it's like you turn around and like
Yeah.
a couple of hours is gone.
And I'll be mad. I say, wait a minute, I was supposed to go do this and that. Even though I could get it done tomorrow, but still, it's easy to kind of get lost in the sauce. Uh
Mhm.
oh.
Hey, ladies in the chat, how are you? I hope you're
Oh, I
okay.
haven't even looked at the chat.
I'm just looking at it now.
Oh yeah. Hey, nobody. Heal. Yeah, poor horse. Speaking of that, you sparked the memory. I remember I forgot who it was. It was a friend, but somehow they had a video. I was like a teenager of a Becky, fucking on a horse, and I was just like, what is wrong with like why? Okay, why? I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that shit. Like, what's
Mm.
wrong with y'all? But we were teenagers, but I just stuff like that. I'm sorry, like that's just going beyond the line for me. I mean, I don't know what y'all do out there in the farms. I don't want to assume, but yeah, I just don't want that visual.
I think
Mm-mm.
just through doing the sexual spectrum work and stuff like that in the past, that's how I came to know about that side of things. Because it used to be a banned film at one point. Do you get what I mean? So they kind of
Hmm.
give you a list of things that are banned. They explain the reasons why, and I've seen I think a couple of clips since, but nothing in depth to really know certain films that are out there. I know they exist, but not that I've watched them. But I personally I don't get it. But hey, like, where's the animal rights activists at?
Oh, right. Like, you know what? I'm about to take you down the rabbit hole because this is your fault. You remember the two girls in the cup video? I think that came out. I want to say, once again, I was a teenager. It had to be like '07, '06. Two girls in the cup. Like, even saying it is traumatic. It's very traumatic. And if you haven't seen it, do not go look it up.
Um,
I'm just saying, like, if you haven't, girl, forget this conversation. But that's another one. That's not even like human. I mean, that's not animal rights, but that's human rights violation there. And if there's someone I can talk to, like, yes, because they traumatized me with that shit.
oh my gosh. I don't know if I've seen that one or there's so many things that pop up now. I don't want to. I think I've seen enough to like short circuit my brain for a lifetime.
Yes, yes, and if you, I'm telling you, like, I just hope it don't pop up because I said it. But if you ever come across that, that'll just say you'll just ask your plane into the ethers and say, I'm done with this shit. I'm sick of you humans.
Take my
Okay.
eyeballs out and watch them at this point.
It's just bad. It's bad. Um
Mm.
that's why I said I wouldn't know what to do if I had kids. Like, they wouldn't be able to watch nothing. I won't have no TV in the house. They won't have no electronics. They'll be 21 before they get their hands on any electronics. No lie.
Oh gosh, I don't know if you can make it to 21, but yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing with everything that's going on to cut down, kids' TV time or internet time and stuff like that. Especially when it
Anyway,
comes to
I mean, I'm
YouTube.
saying that when it's hard for me, but I say you can watch Arthur. Well, we'll watch something,
Teletubbies.
as well. I don't know because we had some gender confusion in that one. Okay, we had was it Tinky Winky in his red purse? I thought
Mm.
Tinky Winky was a dude. So see, see, it's too much. It's too
Oh.
much.
Oh.
I
Okay.
hope the AI didn't take him you.
Hopefully she'll be back in a hot second. How's Mama Wisdom? She alright?
I'm going to say yes, just because I want to stay in that good spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But she not doing too well.
I'm sorry
Not
to hear
doing
that.
too well.
Well, I'm gonna send out
Yeah.
some positive vibrations for better days.
Yes, yes. Let's just say it is a crossroad, and sometimes at crossroads you have a wall, but there's a way around it. So let's hope there's a way around it. I don't know. It's just weird. It's
Most
weird
definitely.
how quickly things change, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, can y'all do me a
Mhm.
favor?
I'm
Queen
listening, sis.
Cascade,
Yeah.
I am in the back. I'm sorry, but I need your help. Okay, this is um,
Hey, nobody.
hey nobody.
Hey, Mule.
Hey,
Hi,
nobody.
Queen. Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, girl.
What is it that you need help with me?
I'm putting it in the back check. I just need you to see if you could email me right quick to see if this will let me receive something
Okay.
because this is so frustrating.
Okay, let's see.
All right. I'm gonna email something over to you. Bear with me a hot second. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Gmail. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I got a notification.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, that's Queen. We upload
Can you
Black
send me an
Feminized
email to
Family.
Tiffany? I mean, Wisdom.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it now. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna send. I just sent something.
Oh God, don't let the demon be coming back.
I heard it. I
I
got
swear to
scared for a
God,
minute.
God, this happened. I am done for the night. This is some BS. I don't see nothing. You could just send me
Okay.
something. Say hello. Say hello from the other side.
Okay. Just type in your email address and. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Okay. All right. I said hey.
Who's that, Sister Nobody? You say hi?
Hey. Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Hey, honey. Girl, I've been having technical difficulties. They just don't want me to be great today, girl.
Well, I rebuke it. How about
Mm-mm.
that? I rebuke it.
We were
Mm-hmm.
having such a lovely chat the first time. And for
I
sudden
know.
just to
I went to
show.
sleep. Y'all put me to sleep, and I woke up. Y'all was still going.
Uh,
Well,
It's
I'm
just.
about.
mm-hmm.
Well, I'm about to make it home, Queen specifically, but I definitely want to talk to Mule and Tiffany as well. Are y'all gonna be here for another few minutes or so?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here.
trying.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Okay,
demon don't stop.
Yeah.
because I want to pick y'all's brain and I want y'all to pick some stuff apart. I have two theories I want to introduce to you guys if y'all haven't already heard it. And yeah, I really want to get other people's thoughts about it. I really, really do.
Okay, no problem.
Mm,
Sounds
interesting. I'm
interesting.
interested. I know.
Oh,
Now I'm
I
gonna be like,
see
what
you,
is it?
honey. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
It's just about the mindset of black men. Which side do you think they're leaning more towards? But I'm gonna call back as quick as possible. I gotta get up 3 flights of stairs, Lord Jesus.
No problem, sister. Take
Oh,
your
yeah. I'm with you, girl. 3 flights. Ooh, I do too, and I hate it.
It's death. It's death, and I thought it'd make me sexy, but it ain't happened yet. Maybe because I'm already sexy.
too sexy. She's too sexy for her shirt. Mil, I sent you an email, so hopefully, just a hey, see if it goes through.
Okay. Let me see, girl, because this your thing. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, I see you, queen.
Oh, excuse me.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah, I got something back to
Because
cool
I've got
beans.
some gifts for you to put on the, like you're concerned when you're doing panels and horn bombing and that kind of thing. There's a few gifts that you can upload into the back so you can put them over the screen.
Okay, because this is a new laptop, and so I'm gonna have to figure out because I really want to use this laptop and only one device when I go live. Because using the iPads, everybody in my house use the iPads. Using my cell phones, I get a phone call, it knocks me off.
Mm,
So
I get it.
yes.
It
The
makes it a little
problem
easier.
is with this laptop, I have no idea what the passwords were. So
Mm.
because I only use the desktop, and then everybody using the desktop, and then by being a gaming desktop, my 12-year-old was using it a lot, and it
Okay.
always seemed like it was having a virus. So I kind of was like, but this is really a brand new laptop, so I should be able to start because I want to learn YouTube, and I've been watching. Oh my God! Oh hell no! Hell to the no! To the no! No! No!
No, we need the
Hell!
YouTube prayer. YouTube prayer. Stay away. Stay away. Okay.
Okay. All right. So everybody got my email address,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and also what I want to do is save it. Let me no, because I write down my passwords because I forget them all the time. But I think this time I'm gonna actually tape it onto this device.
That's not a bad idea.
Let me see.
Trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. Y'all got me hungry earlier. What wasn't y'all? What were they talking about?
Cornbread.
Cornbread. And, I'm hungry.
Mm. I know, like, obviously we can make it out here, but it's just not the same because we don't have the exact same ingredients. So I miss cornbread. Always have to make sure when I'm abroad that I get some from my aunt.
Hmm. Like I don't care what nobody says. I cannot make cornbread like my mother. I don't know what she does. Like I watch her. We use the same ingredient, but for some reason it just don't taste like hers. But she'll swear up and down, "Girl, your cornbread alright?" No, I'm saying no. Your cornbread is good. Okay.
You'll
We
get
don't
there.
need Jiffy. Is it called Jiffy in the UK? Or do y'all have
Um,
Jiffy?
we get certain projects, but it just depends like where you are. There's a lot of things that come through London, some parts of Birmingham, but yeah, like half of the seasonings and things that y'all have. Usually when I'm out there, I'll pack some into the suitcase. But then I know when we had that whole bird flu, swine flu, and all the rest of those things, they kind of stopped us being able to bring certain things over.
Mm.
So, like I said, it doesn't taste the same here. Obviously, it tastes good, but it just doesn't taste like your cornbread.
Right, right.
Same with like the
Understood.
mac and cheese, isn't it? It's just English products, isn't it?
Hmm.
I'm
I'm trying
sorry.
to
You
think. I
said
ran across something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You said you had some things you could send me,
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna send
covers,
them through now. I'm just
because I
loading them up into the email.
okay.
transfer it to
Because
my
I really
computer.
would like to know how to use my screen. I would love to know how to share my screen. Because there'd be a lot of things I be wanting to show sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But when I hit share screen on my iPad, it would do all kind of backward things.
Yeah.
Everything but share my screen. Or to just share me. Like, lock it. Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to StreamYard and certain softwares, they have
Mm-hmm.
issues when it comes to certain Apple products. Because
Mm-hmm.
my iPad, I stopped using it when it came to StreamYard because of that thing. But I noticed on my phone when I go for like walk and talks and stuff, it
Mm-hmm.
would overheat and the battery wouldn't last as long. It really, really uses up the battery.
That's what a
Yeah,
lot of people was
StreamYard use a
telling
lot
me.
of energy.
That it wasn't even
Mhm.
the best thing for them to use their iMac.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me try this, because I want to use it and I want to share my screen, share my work. I want to share it, but I don't want to, I don't know. Okay. Okay. My husband just took the kids bike riding. So I have a few minutes before they come back and bother me. Which they're not
Okay.
bothering me because he knows I'm doing something, but I'm so glad he took them.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is. It is. It is. We have a really nice trail. Okay. So, no. Oh my God, Queen. So, I can't even get on StreamYards because of this, right? Because I'm on another device yet again. Hmm. Right?
You asking me or you telling me?
What happened?
I'm asking you.
Ask the question again.
Hey, y'all need a job? Hiring urgently. Delta Airlines is hiring for, let me see. This box just popped up in my way. I did not click on it. Let me get out of that.
There should be an email coming through your way now.
Remote customer service, median pay $31 per hour. Remote customer service, so I guess work from home.
Oh.
31 bucks an hour. Part-time and full-time, no experience necessary. So if anybody need a job, I don't know why people always sending me things. I'm trying to
Right.
get, but hey, Delta Airlines, honey, is hiring. Come see. Look, pass the way. $31 an hour, work remotely. Yeah, I just clicked on this and it brought me straight to Delta, to the real website. Can't be. $31. Can't be. She said it can't be. Okay, so she applied to be a stewardess, right? But I think it was American Airlines. And she paid.
So when you get that email, Lima, just download the GIFs. Just download the GIFs.
Girl, they're called GIFs. Girl, I've been calling them GIFs.
Is it? Am I pronouncing them
GIF,
wrong?
GIFs.
GIFs, GIFs.
No,
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
no, a GIF sounds correct. You know, my brain is kind of wired backwards sometimes when I see words. So
Okay, and you said download it,
Yeah.
and do I copy it to the clipboard or show it in the folder?
Download it into your downloads or your recents, a file that you can access easily. Download it into your downloads or your recents, a file that you can access easily. Download it into your downloads or your recents, a file that you can access easily.
Okay, that is really pretty flowers.
Something to get you started in the meantime. I got a folder with your name on somewhere on my hard drive. Because I did send you some stuff, but I sent it to your old email. But I remember you saying about that being hacked, so.
Well, it wasn't. That was the email that the person sent me something about my address and stuff. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. Is it me? I can hear a double of us. Is it you playing us in the background?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it me? I can hear a double. Wonder if it'll let me do it on here. Let's see if I've got any space. See if it will do that. Okay. So if you share my screen, Mule, I'll show you how to upload them onto StreamYard. Would help if I press the button, wouldn't it?
I'm about to say I don't see it, Queen. I forgot I was on mute.
I forgot that I hadn't pressed it. Bear with me a second.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Apologies for the prison effect. So in the back of StreamYard, it just depends how yours is set up across the pond. But you know this section where my cursor is, where you've got your different teams that you can put up? And if you go down, you've got your section with your logos, and then you've got another section that's got overlays. Yeah?
Wait. Okay. I'm trying to go to the back of my StreamYards. Okay. What are you talking about? Where it says enter studio, invite guests, edit?
Under edit. So under edit where you've got your sections here. Depending on what package you've got, depends on how many they give you. But basically, when you go down, like I've just named them different things, and so it just depends how you decide to organize. So when you go down under theme, and then you've got logo, where you can put your little logos in. You've got the StreamYard one, but then you can put your own logo or GIF there. And then underneath it, there should be another one that says overlay. Do you see what I'm talking about?
No.
On the right-hand side of the screen?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it that way because I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. If you're on your phone, yeah, you need to do it really and truly from a laptop or a desktop.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to do it via phone and it doesn't work my side via phone. But I suppose
that's
if I
okay,
just
because I have your email now, so I could bug you properly. I could properly bug you. You're gonna be like, "Oh my God, Mew,
like, Mule, leave me alone."
Mew."
If I show you quickly on this, then I suppose you can always replay the stream back to yourself.
Oh yeah,
So
I could.
on this side of the screen, you've got your teams or whatever you've labeled them. And then as you go down under brand color, you have theme, then you have logo, then you have overlay. So overlay is for what you want to cover the screen with. So it would, like us being on screen now, it would just cover the full screen so nobody would see anything. So just for example, say like this here, if I put up the welcome, that would completely cover the screen and you wouldn't be able to see, anybody trying to pawn bomb or, the panelists if you want to keep the avatars off screen. So what you do is, let me see if I've got space.
So let me ask you, do you make that like say in Word, or do you make that in what program do you use to make that so that you could put that there?
Okay, so the ones that I sent you are GIFs, so they're already pre-made. There's an app on the App Store that I use, and there's one online via desktop that I use. So there's one on the App Store called Giphy, Giphy, and it has like lots of GIFs, lots of memes, lots of like screenshots. That's where I got the ones that I sent you. So a lot of those have come from there, as well as on the desktop, there's a website called Tenor, TENOR, where they have lots of GIFs. So you can download from those places for free. And then what you do is, so let me just delete this for a hot second. What you do is where the plus button is that says add overlay, you press that. You find wherever the file is that you've saved it to. So in mine, it's downloads. You press on it, press open, and then what you'll see is here, it's starting to upload it. So once it's finished uploading, it'll be there. So now it's fully loaded. There is the 3 buttons on the side so you can rename it. If I just put purple flowers. Save. That's there now. If you need to delete it, you press the same 3 buttons. And if you want to show it on the screen, then you just press show. So now you see that it's changed over purple flowers are on the screen. While it's blue, that means that it's
Purple is
showing
your
on.
favorite color too, right?
Yes.
Mine too. I love purple.
And
I,
then go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say everything for my birthday party last year was purple thing. Everything was purple.
My kind of color. And then say you want to take it off screen, you just press it again where it says hide, and it'll take it off. So you can upload a number of those. You just rename them, but just be aware that if you press the question mark, it'll
Hmm.
tell you the maximum size that you can upload in terms of GIFs. So size recommended 1280 by 720. Max file size is 20 MB, which is
Okay.
3 megabytes. So you just upload what you need, and then say, for example, like at the moment on the background is showing.
Hmm.
So under overlays, you've got video clips where you can upload your video clips. And if you press the question mark next to the video clips, it tells you the size and the max file that's recommended. You need MP4 type files to upload those into the back of StreamYard.
Okay.
And you just do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So you can upload those, and then for your backgrounds, it's basically the same thing. It's just sectioned off. So 1280 by 720 max file, 20
I might
megabytes.
sit up a little tonight and play with this. That's what I'm gonna do because you know what? I'm a real YouTuber now. Somebody actually said my name. So they must think
Ooh.
I'm a real YouTuber.
Who's saying your name, Mule? Say your name, say your name. Okay.
Nyla, she said, hey, Mule.
Oh.
I said, I'm a real YouTuber. I
So you
need to
can just have
stop.
a play with it and see how you get on. Just have a
No, but
mess.
I do like YouTube. I really do. I was
Yes.
kind of feeling like today, honestly, with the message. Earlier, I was like, okay, I wrote down so many of the manosphere points, right? And then I was thinking about Nyla's points and, Cynthia G and just different women I admire points. And I was thinking, like, okay, what can I say? So I wrote down a whole page of manosphere. I wrote down 3 pages of what women say, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is it some kind of way we can merge these things to get these? But the whole thing is, I don't think they want any conflict resolution. I think they have settled into their victimhood and blaming, and that gives them absolutely no accountability for the children that they left, the children, the way society goes. Girl,
YouTube gods better let her go. I rebuke it.
you know what? Anyway, let me finish my conversation, please, Beyonce, Queen B. Okay, Queen B. So I just was thinking, I was like, do they really want a resolution? Or do they just want the foolishness? Because I'm getting to the point I'm bored of the foolishness. I'm bored of hearing their complaints, and I'm honestly bored of the women dragging men. Not well, I am lying. Like I'm always ready for a good drag, but it's just to the
I
point
get
like,
what you mean, though. I
how
get what
long are
you
we
mean.
gonna do it? Like, I mean, is this infinite? Like,
Right. Are we? Is there not a next step? Is there not the next conversation? Like, is no one gonna do something about it?
yes. So this is what boggled my frustration. Last night I was on a panel, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a guy from Mississippi, and I brought up to him how they're enacting some Jim Crow laws that already passed their house, right?
Mm.
Oh, 1 second.
It's okay. Take your time. I'm just reading what you wrote in the back. Nobody.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sis.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, I was like, girl, okay. I was like, I don't want, to be just in a perpetual. So I was talking to this fool, I mean a waterhead, trying to be polite. As MJ would call him, a waterhead. That's his correct name. That's what his mother named him, waterhead. But anyway,
Carry on, sis.
so I'm telling him, I'm saying, well, you're like you're right there by Jackson, Mississippi. He goes, well, no, that's the next city over. And I'm like, okay, but that's still right there, right? And uh, yeah. He said, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. They're putting them Jim Crow laws and giving them a whole military police. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And I was like, sir, if they can do that in the town right next to yours, wouldn't you think your city would be next? Like, and if it's coming from the capital and the governor have to sign it, what make you think it won't be for the whole state? Right?
They don't
And
think that far.
he just kept arguing. That's on them. As long as it don't bother my household and don't nobody come to my house, I'm good. And I
Yeah,
just
they
was
are
like,
hyper individualistic. Yeah, for sure.
but as a society, can we afford to be that?
No, not even as a community. They suck. Ooh.
Like,
So
Tom and
So I
go
wound
ahead,
up
sis.
going to this website and I was looking and looking and looking at different news articles. And it just was like made me almost so sad. I'm like, damn, it's all black women out there protesting in front of City Hall, saying stop these Jim Crow laws and, no taxation. They're going to use these people taxes and they won't have a right to vote for their mayor. They won't have a right to vote for the
Right.
judges, the city, anything. They're going to impose people from out of that area and it's going to be by appointments, never voted in by all white people.
I really hope black people move up out of there, but I still don't think Jim Crow should go into effect. One, I think they should fight it and it shouldn't go into effect. Who knows if it will, though. And when it doesn't go into effect, we should stack our money and leave. Like, no, let Texas do some shit like that. They'd probably be next, but let them do it. I'm leaving. It's that simple. It's that. Thank you for telling me I'm not wanted here and I'm not safe. I'm leaving. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's because they're crime, girl. The men there are murdering and killing, and so many armed robberies. They said from 2017 to 2022, the crime rate has risen 65%. And what they're trying to do is, I guess, isolate the good white folks off from everybody else.
if if I was trying to do like a debate or something like with a white dude, I think I would kind of center it around them and kind of take a quote unquote like racist standpoint and kind of be like, hey, if you do that, it'll mess up the whole economy. What about the white people in other states that help get a large influx of black people? Like, there's so many reasons it's dumb. They need to think. They need to think because they don't be thinking clearly. That abortion bill is very clear that they don't think about the ramification. Even if you do something the other side doesn't want, it needs to make sense. It needs to not shatter the nation.
Girl, the way I talked to this man, and I was just like, if they just won't even see past their own self-interest, what about all of the women that's out there protesting with children? And some of those protests, you don't see a single man. The last two I saw, they did have two men on one and three men on another that I saw.
On a collective scale, they don't care because they're fighting harder for the situations that we see online with the passport bros than they are for their own rights and the things that are going on right now. Like, how many times over the last how long have we been on the argument league and was warning them what was going to come and happen with Roe v. Wade and saying about the impact that was going to have on them? And they were laughing about it like it was funny about the implications for black
Yep.
women, but not thinking about it overall for men. And then when we
That's
was
literally
watching,
what's happening with this. The one black dude I've seen so far that made a video about it, Queen, He was like, yeah, he think it's winter's coming for black women. Like Jim, you do know you're a part of Jim Crow. Okay.
It's just absolutely ridiculous, but it's just it becomes another excuse for them to turn around and say, "Boo, the white man! What's the white man sleep?" But they've done nothing about it to step in front of it, to be in front of it, to be in the middle of it, or it's always being behind the curve. And I don't think they really want anything to change.
No, they don't want things to change, but this is changing, and this is horrible. And it's just like we always on here.
It's
Yeah,
regression and it's dumb. It is definitely regression. Like we're going back. And it's dumb because our society is not set up to function that way anymore. So like I don't know. Part of me might be all for it. Like sure, like we can go back to segregation, but it couldn't be done the way it's done now. Our society would literally we would have to change. Everybody would have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to function. This would collapse us. Them and us. Like dumb.
you know what?
Well,
Please support the channel. Please hit my cash app, Miss University, because it's
Yeah, hit
something I
it up.
must. It is something I must really need. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think they really should be. This is
This
ageist.
crap
Call
is
me what you want.
ridiculous. But after today, I will not be on these devices. I will hopefully only be using that. I didn't even know where all this static and stuff is coming from. This never happens.
I think you just
But anyway.
hit a bad signal line, to be honest, because I suppose, using the internet, just like you get situations with your mobile phone and a bad connection,
Yeah,
the
but
same can happen with
I'm
StreamYard.
in my house. But no, I mean that is so depressing that all of this is going on in Jackson, and we as a people are so divided on this gender war that it's basically leaving the women in Jackson to fend for themselves, and that's something I just can't feel right about, And I know people are saying like let the men do it, but those women they're fighting for the rights for their children and itself. And
Mm.
it's like, how would you feel if everybody said, leave, let you fend for yourself, wait for your men, and those men are never coming?
Well, I think by this point, Mill,
It's
with
like this
everything
gender
that's
war is too
happened,
much for me. It's too much.
that part's understandable, sis. But I think by this point, like black women as a collective, for those who haven't awakened and seen don't have a real understanding, really and truly, what happened with the pandemic should be a good idea of what collectively didn't happen in those kind of circumstances where anything was possible and we didn't know what was going to happen from day to day. They didn't really do anything then. So I don't know at this point why black women are still waiting for men to galvanize that don't want to be accountable, that don't want to be responsible, that are running us down on the internet, that are wishing for us to be unalived constantly, that are participating in their own degradation and are willing to throw us under the bus for anything. So if they weren't willing to fight for their rights when it came to the whole Roe v. Wade situation and the other situations that have happened, because remember, there's been other laws that have been brought into force over the last, how many years, and these guys haven't done anything about those things. Look, when the other day, was it Tennessee that brought in that marriage law to lower the age of marriage? Did we see black men do anything about that as a collective then? No, I think that,
Wait, say what now? They lower the age.
there was a thing to do with, I think it was Tennessee, to do with lowering the age of marriage in a certain state. It might not have been Tennessee, it might have been another part. I'm sure at one point Nyla did content on it. I remember doing some content on it. But they were on about lowering the age of marriage and stuff like that. And I was saying years before, just as the pandemic was hitting, that everybody needed to be, obviously I wasn't on this side of YouTube, but there was different things that were just happening in regards to the international community and the WHO and UN about different countries changing their rules when it came to consent. So I always
Mm.
had in the forefront of my mind, with America being a superpower, that they might be the first to go, along with a few other countries, and in starting to lower the ages. And that's basically what I was seeing happening. But people weren't, well, some people were paying attention, other people weren't. So they're slowly lowering the age. And really and truly, as a collective, didn't see no shift with that. They were really, really quiet, and I expected them to be quiet, because there's a whole
Mhm.
heap of degenerates that want access to younger girls. Some of them want to go back to before the 60s, when they changed the rules so that they had to marry over a certain age. Do you get what I'm saying? So
It was a state. I
Mhm.
can't think if it's Chicago. It's one of these states that changed their marriage age to 18.
hmm,
Yeah, before you could get married with your parents' permission
yeah,
at 16 or something, but now it's 18.
we don't see them making changes to those things. Even with the other things, with parents' rights being usurped and stuff when it comes to schools or education or just our children, they're not doing anything about it. And we've had conversations for the last few years about, our gender based issues have an impact on the children, and we need your help with sorting these things. And instead of helping us with these things and start getting things together, they're more interested in fighting for a Marcus Garvey Day. So it just continues to show and prove where their loyalties lie, where their interests are, you know.
Yeah, that is true.
So black women really and truly need to galvanize for themselves. If what we do benefits them in the long run, then that's just a benefit of it. But in terms of what we need to be fighting for, in terms of everything that's going on with black femicide, mortality rates, healthcare, and all those other things that the men should be fighting for within a patriarchal structure, they're not willing to do that. So we only have ourselves to sort of count on when it comes to these things, because they're
Yep.
proving it time and time again. I don't know how much more black women need to see to understand that they're not interested. Even a panel that you did some time back, Mule, I was re-uploading stuff, and there was a panel that you did where that guy came onto the panel when we was discussing the state of the black community and talking about the financial element of the medium income family when it came to the US. And that
Mhm.
emotional dust might came up on your panel asking us for incentives. And I'm like, I said something along the lines of, why do black women need to give you incentives to do the best thing for yourself?
Huh.
And it's just like, y'all ain't done anything in the past. So what's to stop y'all getting out of, that agreement and not doing anything? Y'all haven't proved yourselves as it is.
I do agree. Black women definitely. We're just gonna have to move as a singular collective. I'm more pessimistic, but I'm not negative. If that makes sense. But like, there's too many things. Not are saying that things are out of our control, but there's too many determining factors that are other groups that have issues with us. So how we fare out as the black community, like if they were more active, like that is, it's not determined on black men, but it is. I hope that makes sense. Someone smarter than me could probably elaborate much better. Like, yes, black women, we can self-sustain, and we are the reason the black community exists and is it even still moving at all. But at the same time, like, that being shit is a problem. It's destroying everything. We cannot progress. We're not getting better. No matter, even though us as individuals are getting better, our circumstance in the community is not. So it kind of does hinge on black men. And as far as what's going on in the nation, as these laws changing, for young girls, for women as a collective, for Black people as a collective. Like, I really think, depending on the way that they go about this, it's going to be a gender war, like a real, like a civil war type gender war. It's going to be a gender war. Like, but that to me hinges on the response of white women and how white men go about placing each of the laws we know they want to put back in, because we got a lot of old farts in in these places of power, and they are really, really regressive. They are trying to destroy the nation, but whatever. So all we can do is prepare ourselves, whatever that means for you as an individual. Prepare yourself to be able to move quickly if you have to. Prepare yourself to try to fight for your life if you have to. Prepare yourself for change. Like, there will be drastic changes coming, and they will impact us in different ways. Like, just try to give ourselves as much fortitude as we can.
Most definitely.
So I'm not understanding. So they want to leave, but they didn't lead you. They haven't given you any advice.
Who's that directed at me?
At Tiffany.
Oh, okay.
Was that your wisdom talking?
No, it was nobody.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sister
Now I'm here.
Yvette.
I'm getting me some food, ladies. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you were saying that they have no advice, no wisdom to share?
I was gonna say who, but yeah, no, not a lot of people have wisdom to share with Black women. I can't lie. I mean, there is things people could share. Who are you talking about specifically? Black men?
No, about what you were saying. I came in on the end.
Oh, I don't know how to answer that question. Queen Cascade, can you help me?
I think there's things that can be learned from individuals and a minority of men within the collective. On a collective basis, no, because if you look at all the examples that we've had over the last how many years, really and truly, if you think about just the period around the pandemic, you've really and truly had the last 2 to 3 years to come up with plans, to come up with strategies, to do think tanks. And we've watched how many of those different things being derailed. We've had how many conversations that were around think tanks that, or strategies for the community, that have ended up in dating conversations or around mating, or something
Yeah.
of that sort, where it means that they've got some kind of access to talk to women. So if they were really interested in those things, I don't know if you remember ages ago, Mule, but we made an agreement at one point that we were going to do our thing over here and the guys were going to try and get the guys together on the other side, but we still see the way that they push back. So if they really wanted to change, they would simply point blank period. A lot of these guys are dealing with cognitive issues, cognitive dissonance issues, as well as Peter Pan syndrome, as well as man in the promised land, and all the other things, and the victimhood and defeatism narratives that they want to remain stuck in. They want to remain stuck in the past. There's a whole heap of conversations where we end up going 2, 3, 400 years back. What for at this point in time now we're in 2023? Don't get me wrong, history is useful in learning about the cycles of the past, especially how we've come to this present, especially so that we don't repeat the same generational cycles. But these guys don't want to change because it doesn't benefit them to change. They don't see the benefit in changing. So, and then when you think about it, a lot of these guys don't have leadership skills, they don't have planning skills, the
You know,
comprehension or
but
active listening to even get to that
you
point of
think
being planning.
I don't really think it's that deep. You know what I think it is? I think that they got a bunch of guys who got cool with people, and somebody was like a preacher and led them astray and gave them all these sound good talking points and narratives about women. And because they have lack of experience with women on their own, they just ate it up. It's just like the whole feminism thing. What I got earlier was like, Mew, I always learn something from you. Because they were laughing at me saying that black women didn't get into feminism into the 70s. And I'm like, who told you that? And he just
Huh?
wouldn't tell me who said it.
Mm.
I'm like, no, we were in the feminist movement, in the suffrage movements during slavery, and they laughed so hard. Baum told them this before.
Mm.
They laughed so hard at Baum. But listen, the whole thing is, it's like the lie just get louder and keep getting repeated. And so then when you tell them to look up these people's names and you find out, oh my God, they were in the suffrage movement.
Mm.
What?
They don't want. This is the thing. They're so lazy to the point they don't. They'd rather take the second-hand Chinese whispers information than go out and actually do the research. Like Google is there. Don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of false information, but if you take the time to really research and then look, you will find the answers. But they don't want to. They still want to be spoon-fed. you know, Google's a search engine. You use it, I use it. I'm sure quite a few people use it, but they don't want to.
No, but I'm just saying, they really are under the impression that we followed white women.
It's
Well,
just
you
like
gotta remember they also think we help facilitate slavery too.
Listen,
So of course,
when the women and the men ran away from slavery and ran up north,
it's just ridiculous at this point.
excuse me, I'm having a sneezing fit right now. Look like,
Oh,
but when
the
those
dust.
women and men ran away and escaped the freedom, the law was women weren't allowed to work. That was how
Mm,
they started that. A lot of those women would get corralled into brothels and things like that they did not want to be in.
mm-hmm.
well, it must be nice because black women didn't have
So when they
that
escaped, a lot of those
ability.
women didn't have their families. They escaped by themselves or with other random people.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just trying to find a way to survive so they could work to support themselves. And that's how women became part of that movement with the white suffrage movement. Pure necessity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you was a
Everything
white,
we do is about pure necessity. They do not care. They rather us just, it's my opinion, they rather us just die. It's like, no, you should have died. Like, no, you shouldn't have took food stamps. You should have died. And like, no, you should have got a corporate job. You
I
should have
mean, a
died.
lot of the slaves got lucky and found white homeowners that would take them in and pay them and let them clean.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them, if they went to live with one of them white, gave them to, if they got shelter, they got zero pay still. So
Mm-hmm.
even to provide for little things for themselves on their days off, they would have to go out and try to beg for work just to, go wash other people's clothes and things. So that was a part of that suffrage movement and the feminism movement. It was never against the black men. It was actually against the white man. The
It was
white man
inclusive of
made
black men,
those
if anything.
laws. The white man made the laws that women, it was illegal for them to work.
Mm.
So whenever you hear feminism, it started not fighting no black man or no white woman. It started because there was white man rulership and they said women. They didn't say black women, they didn't say white women. They said women could not work. Now, which was weird because when they was on a plantation, they was beating them black women and forcing them to work. But once they got free or ran away, Then all of a sudden they couldn't work.
Right.
So they were really caught in a hell of a predicament. And the ones who refused to go to brothels, a lot of them would be on the streets up north, freezing to death. And it was just the charity of white people that
Hmm.
stopped a lot of them from freezing to death in the colds of New York and stuff. So, this here nonsense that they did it to spite black men, it's just a lie that just keep getting told over and over and over. Why you think
And it
all the
doesn't make sense.
predominant people, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells, what's the lady name, Miss Harper, all of those people was not only abolitionists, they was also part of the suffrage movement.
It's my opinion that they have a problem with being decent, or who else does? We know, but they have a problem. Anything that's not about the black community, aka directly affects black men and maybe black women benefit, maybe not. Like anything that's not about them, they're like, no, you did it. No, it's against me.
Mm. Yeah, well, I really enjoyed y'all so much, but I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I am having a sneezing fit, and plus, look like my grandson is deciding to ride his jeep in the house now. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me.
No problem, sis.
Much
Yeah,
love. Thank you.
I'm gonna try to come back on tomorrow.
Go enjoy your family, sis.
Okay.
Ladies,
Yes, thank
take
you,
care.
Mew. I enjoyed y'all.
Thank you. Bye bye, ladies.